The Colorado sun stays away for just a few more days. It's rainy, it's wet at Golden, Colorado, at the Colorado School of Mines, as Stermole Stadium plays host to the 2025 USL League Two home opener for Flatirons FC. The opponents are Utah United, top of the division, undefeated on the season, and two teams that met just 10 days ago. The winners, 2-0, the side from the Beehive State. It was a great matchup between the two, but we're back inside the broadcast booth here at Colorado School of Mines. Arnaud Fokrell alongside Sam Johnson. Sam, these two teams met just 10 days ago. 2-0 victory for Utah. Since then, 2 more clean sheets for this Utah side. So stout defensively.
Yeah, and I think the 2 points I would pick on today, it's rainy, and Utah United is really good. Front runners to win the Mountain Division. They've got a great attack. Flatirons need to defend well today.
And a star for Flatirons this season has been Miles Seminario up top. 4 goals in 3 games, but all 4 of those goals coming against CISA. He's yet to score against Utah. What needs to change from him up top?
Yeah, well, I think Flatirons took a step back on Tuesday against CISA from their first meeting, but Seminario can score. He needs a better first touch sometimes from what we saw on Tuesday, and they need to push up to support him to score those goals.
And we talk about this defense that did so well for Flatirons against this side from CISA on Tuesday night. It was a 1-0 game, a gritty game, and in the 2 center backs, Jackson Vanderven and Jonah Elstad, when they've played together for 180 minutes, they've only conceded 1 goal. What have you liked from them so far?
Yeah, they stood out to me. Obviously, they weren't pressed too much defensively, but very composed on the ball. They'll be a great duo to have back there. They'll have their hands full, that's for sure, but yeah, very experienced duo. The defense is key, and they've got the pieces to make sure it goes right.
In the last 3 games, Utah has been 8 goals scored, 0 goals against. This is a high-powered offense. They've got some great players that stick in the midfield and play physical. How do you expect Flatirons to respond?
Yeah, it all starts in the midfield. Physicality, they might need to bring on some changes at halftime. We'll see how they start, but they need to set the tone in the midfield to have a chance to break the other way and maybe get Seminario a couple more goals.
Well, it's the USL League Two home opener between Flatirons FC and Utah United. We'll take a quick step aside on Sports Engine Play. When we're back, it's going to be starting lineups and kickoff live from Golden, Colorado. Welcome back inside Stermole Stadium. Arnaud Fokrell alongside Sam Johnson for this USL League Two matchup. It's Utah, and it is Flatirons FC just getting set for kickoff between the two sides. But first, we're going to take a look through this starting 11. Starting with the away side, Utah United starts with Rourke Looney in net, a back 4 of Larson Rogers, Keegan Euler, Jack Cardwell, Toby Grant, midfield 3 of Alejandro Silva, Alex Fritcher, Giles Aurelian, and then a front 3 of Ellis Spickner, Tyler Ware, and Taylor Rogers. We talk a lot about how good this team is defensively, but Alejandro Silva and Ellis Spickner down that left side have been lethal this season. 5 goals between the two of them, Sam.
Yeah, Silva's got 3, and Spickner scored in the meeting in Utah between these two sides. They're dangerous, and I think the bottom line, again, we brought it up pregame, you have to defend if you're Flatirons.
And on the other side for Flatirons FC, couple of changes, couple of new faces in. Sep Habibi returns to net after missing the last game against CISA. Back 4 of Andrew Jackson, Jackson Vanderven, Jonah Elstad, and Shun Nakajima. Midfield 3 of Jacobo Betancourt Tovar, Daiki Kumakawa, Danny Barajas, and a front 3 of Gael Hernandez, Sam Yusu, and like we mentioned, Miles Seminario up top. But a couple of new faces that made some debuts. Jacobo Betancourt Tovar comes into the lineup for the first time this season. Daiki Kumakawa made an appearance against CISA. What'd you like from him in those final half against CISA?
Yeah, it was a small sample size, of course, but Kumakawa Nakajima, the two Japanese products, will be fun to watch.
Shunasuke Nakajima played for Flatirons last season, had an excellent season, played over 1,000 minutes as we get underway here at Stermole Stadium between Utah United and Flatirons FC. And immediately the defensive action in the back between the two sides. And Utah through already. Sep Habibi makes a save within the first minute of play. Just about 30 seconds in, and Sep Habibi's already called into action.
Yep, that was Tyler Ware coming down that left side. Pretty good chance early, and nice to have Habibi back. They had Charlie Lewis against Cisa, younger keeper, very promising prospect, but Habibi's got the experience that they need to come away with a win.
So an early corner now for Utah, taken and headed away by Jacobo Betancourt Savar, the Regis University product, making his debut for Flatirons this season. And now it'll be cleared away again. So to the far corner, it's a Flatirons throw-in. Trapped deep into the own half. And looking to get away is Shun Nakajima. He finds ahead of a teammate intended for Seminario, and then cleared away again. This one all the way to the near side now. Daiki Kumakawa clears it away. Late addition to the roster as Miles Seminario lost his footing in the near field. Forward again. This time it's moving through the midfield out to Sami Owusu. Danger man, product of University of Evansville. This one crossed in well over everybody, and it'll skip out for a throw-in on the near side.
They need to break into space, though, and that's what they just did there. When they have an opportunity to break the other way, have to capitalize on that, get an effort on goal, just overcooked the cross that time, did Owusu. He was promising in the CISA match as well. I thought he was a lot more creative on Tuesday than he was on their season opener on the 23rd. So he'll be a key piece down that left wing. Good first break.
Clearance the other way and a chance to move forward. This is Ware moving ahead. Tyler Ware plays it out wide. Spickner, the danger man. 2 goals on the season for Utah already. And a takedown in the box leads to a free kick for the Irons. Early going so far. Two teams feeling each other out. It's very, very wet surface. We mentioned it in the pregame. The water was coming down without stop. It's still coming down. You can see the puddles start to form on this field, and the ball really skipping along the turf.
Yeah, you can really see it on the near side here where they're currently driving up the wing.
It's Spickner again. Little ball roll. Cross comes in the box, cleared away, but only as far as Taylor Rogers, and then cleared away. Shouts for handball, but it won't be given.
You can see they're starting to settle into the game here, getting some possession. A little chaotic back and forth in the first minute or so.
Worked out wide again, and Utah will slow things down. These two teams met a couple of weeks, well, just about 10 days ago, I should say. It was the 2 leading goal scorers that were the danger men. Alejandro Silva scored, and then later on it was another player to put it home after Arlo Fillet was handed a red card at the end of the first half. 2-0 the final score between Flatirons and Utah the last time these two teams met. That was out at Utah Valley University. This one here in Stermole Stadium. So home and home between the two, and then again, Utah will travel back here at the end of June to play a 3rd game between the two sides for both the men's and the women's team. Headed forward again, and Seminario gets it out wide to Gael Hernandez. Ball, last touch off of the left back, Larson Rogers, and moving quickly down, intended for Seminario. It gets there. Touches back onto his left foot, rolls it in. Couple of touches out wide. It finds Hernandez. And now back to Drew Sanchez, who will clip one across to Elstad, the player of the match. In the last Flatirons matchup against CISA, held things down at the back end. And when Elstad and Van der Ven play together, both of them returners, you can tell they understand the system in a completely different way.
Yeah, and they were great pushing up as well against CISA when they had to. Van der Ven got a couple of headers on goal in that game off corners.
Moving forward again, Seminario, the hold-up play, but the ball just gets caught in the little wet spots on the turf. Here at Stermole, it's been relentless rain for the past 2 hours, and that is affecting the way these teams play. Daiki Kumakawa brings it down. Touched by Hernandez, looking for the return to Kumakawa. It won't get there. And cleared away again by Utah. So early pressure, it's completely different than the reverse fixture. It was Utah dominating the entire game. Right now, Flatirons on the front foot.
Yeah, that red card was a big part of it, of course, and I think it was impressive. Flatirons only conceded one more goal after the half, the red card from Fale. So, you know, they can certainly hold their own in this match.
Taken back again. Gael Hernandez will lose out on it.
Yeah, I think things are going to be a little sloppy with that rain. Just adds an extra variable.
Working forward again. Touched over. Shunosuke Nakajima deflects it in. An early goal, and it's the new kid on the block. Welcome back to Stermole Stadium, Shunosuke Nakajima. He celebrates with his team. And what a move. It's early 1-0 Flatirons FC.
Great link-up play, and it all started with the giveaway near side that gave Flatirons possession back. Throw came in, and they worked it beautifully up the middle, and a great finish. Nakajima had defenders closing in, able to get it off his foot. What a start. It's early, but that's the kind of goal they needed, right? Set the tone, win something early. You don't necessarily need a goal this early, but they'll take it. And Nakajima, what a way to welcome himself back.
You can see him celebrate with the team as Flatirons lead 1-0 early on in this one.
There comes the flag, tearing across.
Just on the bottom of your screen. Flatirons loves to celebrate with the goal flag, even in the rain. Early chance the other way now for Utah, and Drew Sanchez will bring it down. Sanchez, a player, once again, another returner. Didn't feature much last year, but that's a common thing with this Flatirons team. You see the buy-in to the program. You don't see it very often in this USL League Two side. Players like Orland Jr., who started the first 3 games, only played 1 game last year.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cooper Johnson. Didn't feature, but he's featured in all 3 games so far going into this one. You have the star players, right? You have Shun coming back in the lineup as a left back. He scored 2 goals, over 1,000 minutes. Jackson van der Ven played the most minutes out of anyone on Flatirons last year. But it's a buy-in from the players that didn't feature as much that really sets this team apart. Yeah,
there's a lot of turnover, obviously, in League Two. But you're right, Flatirons have those returning faces. Nakajima, the one that you mentioned, that can make an impact, create the chemistry, create the environment and that culture.
On the other side, it's taken down.
And so far, I've been impressed by Drew Sanchez. His first couple of passes as right back there have picked out some great passes. He's been composed as well.
The early goal from Shun Nakajima, the difference in this one so far. Flatirons lead early, 1-0. Going the other way, it finds the captain, Larson Rogers. And now back to Giles Aurelien. Aurelien is a physical presence for this Utah side. He dominated in that reverse fixture as Larson gets away from one. And now runs down the side. And again, you mentioned it, Drew Sanchez in the way for another defensive stop.
Yeah, and it's going to be those wingers dropping back to defend Gael Hernandez on the right side, Owusu on the left side. They'll be key helping out their left and right backs.
Cross comes in from Silva. This one's going to skip hard in the turf, and Sep Habibi sees it out for a goal kick. Early on, 1-0 thanks to Shun Nakajima. His first start since returning from UMass Lowell. He's going to be here for about a month, and Flatirons are going to play a lot in this month. It's a very, very busy June for this Flatirons side. I mean, with all the teams being so local in the Denver, Boulder area, plus the one team in Utah, but they already did the Utah trip.
Yep.
So every game now is pretty local. Fans are going to be there from both sides. It's a lot more fun, I think, when you're compact and you've got all these different rivalries all in one area.
And what's fun is this is an important game, right? Because Utah United, 4-0 to start the year. They win this. It's a runaway to win the Mountain Division. So a key one. Good to get that early goal. They have to quell some of this momentum now building for Utah United. If they can do that for the next 15 minutes or so, maybe get another chance, they'll be on their way.
And how important is that performance from Shun Nakajima, as here's the other Japanese starter, Daiki Kumakawa, losing out on it. And again, Larson Rogers takes a stand forward. A little bit older than the rest of the players on the team. Larson Rogers, he's getting up there as he lays it off. And here's a shot from Aurelien, closed down hard, and Flatirons will get a clearance away. Utah clamoring for a call. It's offside, so it'll be a Flatirons free kick.
That had a lot of space there. I think took maybe too far of a touch to get that distance shot off. But you can tell, man, those passes, the one mistake there from Kumakawa, I think just he hit a puddle, right? Trying to drag it over to his right foot. That's going to be a big story. Just slows down the ball. And I think eventually we might see some sort of catastrophic mistake on this near side with the puddles that we can visibly see.
Yeah, you can see them on the broadcast as well. Those little shiny pieces of the turf, they're not shiny for design. They're shiny because it's just a bunch of water. As it's now Spickner on the near side. Lays it back to Silva. He's their danger man. He'll fire a shot from distance. He's got the green light from just about anywhere on the field.
No doubt just smacked it off the scoreboard as well. Quite a leg on him. And, yeah, his touch just a bit wild there to get a clean strike around.
So Sep Habibi will slow things down. Sam, do you think it's going to change at all, that early goal? Do you think it changes the mentality? Maybe you sit back a little bit more with the weather as well?
Well, I think they were happy to be a little more defensive coming into this match. But, yeah, it might drop them back even further. You don't want to be complacent, obviously, but with the weather, I think the weather, that's that extra variable where you got to be more careful, and I think it's going to slow down Utah United, so they can definitely be a little more defensive after that opening goal.
Taken by Keegan Euler. And now all the way back to Larson Rogers. There's two Rogers in the starting 11 for Utah, Larson and Tyler. Don't know if there's a relation yet. Might have to check that at halftime to see if the two Rogers are related at all. It's a pretty common last name as well, as Kumakawa is called for a foul.
Yeah, just kind of grabbed onto the shirt of Spickner there. It's going to be a dangerous threat all game.
Utah take it quickly and work it out to Keegan Euler. Euler finds an inlet pass. Aurelien leaves it for Silva. Late step from Seminario, not in time. Well, Miles Seminario has been the star man for Flatiron so far. The Colorado Springs native has 4 goals in 3 games. But this game, it's the left back to get things started.
Yeah.
And Shun Nakajima, he just found some space inside. Here's a flick on for Utah. Taken down well by Taylor Rogers. And then cleared away. And again, a foul called on the visitors.
Yeah, but Seminario, a big factor in that goal. And you know, he's been farming Cisa so far, that's for sure. Hat trick on the season opener on the 23rd in Inglewood. And then on Tuesday, had another goal. Great glance in off a corner. Gets a chance here.
Laid off in to Kumakawa, and he's out wide to Hernandez, and this is where Hernandez can drive. Couple of step overs from Gael Hernandez. Now back to Kumakawa. Excuse me, that was Sanchez. And here is Nakajima. And you can see, even though he's a left back, steps well inside to play as sort of an extra midfielder.
Yep, and that's going to help Seminario. If he can get that first touchdown, then he can lay it off to the support and work from there.
Forward again. Here's Kumakawa out to Sanchez. Andrew Sanchez likes that ball over to Seminario. And Miles Seminario brings it down well. Hernandez face-to-face with a defender. Laid off to the middle. Betancourt Tovar ran into a puddle again. And the ball slowed down enough for a quick stab from the Utah defense. It's Cardwell making the stop.
Yeah, not too complacent to hold on to possession there, Flatirons. Obviously, you want to be aggressive, keep that edge. But, you know, they can certainly slow things down if they'd like, because Utah United are going to be searching for that equalizer vehemently.
Sep Habibi controls for a bit. He started the first 2 games for Flatirons, was not on the roster for the second matchup against Seesaw. The Purdue Fort Wayne goalkeeper.
Yeah, I gave Charlie Lewis a chance on Tuesday, the young keeper, very experienced, the youngest player in this squad. Obviously, I think Habibi being in this match is the desired man. He's just got the experience, the composure, and the season opener, he was completely composed. Didn't get tested too often, but his composure playing out of the back is certainly an advantage.
Yeah, one of the best goalkeepers I've ever seen play with the ball at his feet. I mean, just super, super calm and composed, and you can tell, you know, played at Dayton. He didn't play at Dayton, but he was there at Dayton, a high-level program in the A-10. And you're learning from a lot of very, very experienced people when you're playing soccer with the Dayton Flyers before transferring out to Purdue Fort Wayne. Here's a chance to drive forward again. Spickner's out wide. And Rogers, a great inlet pass to him. Sanchez chases down. Spickner continues on, and Habibi makes a save. Cleared away out as far as the midfield. Rogers clips it back in. Nakajima will control and clear it away. Flatirons want to play with the ball. That's how head coach Levi Rossi wants his team to play, but sometimes when you're packed in defensively and the chances are flying, you just got to get rid of it.
No doubt.
Out wide again. Missed chest there from Sanchez, but he'll track his man down. It's Spickner on the near side. Cross comes in. Vander Ven, the first deflection. Drew Sanchez, a header away. Thumped back in, and Jonah Elstad comes in with a crucial clearance at the back. Kumakawa releases to Seminario. Great touch from Seminario, who slipped. And then he's taken down from behind. No foul called.
Oh. Yeah, got caught in a puddle patch. Couldn't do much. 3 defenders around him as well.
Feels like we're going to be saying that all night long,
No
Sam.
doubt,
Just
yeah.
so many puddles forming. The water retention not helped by the fact that it's been raining the past 3 hours straight here in Golden, Colorado. Flatirons lead 1-0 thanks to Shunasuke Nakajima scoring in his first start of 2025. Utah hold possession again.
Yeah, this is where they want to be, building out of the back. Eventually, you got to speed it up, switch play. Haven't done enough of that yet. A lot through the middle for them, a lot up that left wing.
Back through the middle again. Spickner gets onto it, finds Silva, who's bursting into space. Great touch from Vander Ven, great clearance from Drew Sanchez. And again, Flatirons defense holding strong so far. Worked out wide the other side to Taylor Rogers. And now back to Alex Fritcher. Good overlap. Picked off by Nakajima. And what a great presence he's been, the outside back so far. Drew Sanchez, Shun Nakajima, obviously with the goal already for Shun. They're the players that are crucial to this team, and they're playing excellent to start things off.
Yeah, he's been clinical over there. He's won a couple of free kicks as well.
Most recent one, a foul on Nakajima. Stands 5'7", but he can jump out of his shoes and get up there with Seminario and the rest of this team. He's got some hops. So you see a short left back, and you think maybe we'll play it over him. He's getting there. Did the same at UMass Lowell alongside his team there. And a really utility player. He can play up on the wing if you need him to. You saw him stay and score like a striker. Last year, 2 goals for Flatirons, and already has 1 now in 2025. Just about 65 minutes into the season for him in terms of playing time.
And of course, last year you had Takanaka, who was a leader in Mountain Division goals, also a Japanese player. So it seems like those Japanese imports turned out pretty well. Obviously, a lot of talent over there. And Nakajima, one of the carryovers from last season.
We're not going to skip over what just happened with Sepa Bibi. I think that was a pretty impressive feat. I was looking at Shun Nakajima's stats. We're going to go back and watch that replay when we get the chance. Because he was well out of the box, and Utah took advantage of the slick turf, tried to drive a ball past him, and he dove down and cleared it with his head. So we're taking another look at this and see if we can get an angle.
Yeah, that's the quality and composure that Habibi has. Saw that in the opener against Sisa. That was one of the more exotic moments for him.
That one's definitely getting clipped and put on the highlight reel for Sepa Bibi. Recently named a Horizon League player to watch by Top Drawer Soccer. So he's got a bright season ahead of him in 2025, I should say. Played 7 games in 2024.
I still don't feel like we're in 2025 in some ways.
Yeah, we're already halfway through. Luckily for us, we've got a bunch of home games left because the first 3 games of the season were away, so A busy slate. Today it's USL League Two home opener. Tomorrow, USLW League home opener against this very side, Utah. The reverse fixture for that one didn't go the way of the women's side, but always a chance. The women's team also just got the national ranking. They're ranked 4th in all of the USLW League after taking down Colorado Storm 4-1. An incredible matchup between last year's runners-up and what looks to be this year's team to beat. And Utah United men's team also picked up a national ranking. They picked up a 7th in the power rankings that were released just yesterday. Sanchez goes long again, looking for Seminario. This one's going to skip all the way back to Rourke Looney. 20 minutes in, Sam, and still just that one moment of brilliance from Shin Nakajima. But it feels like Utah's been knocking as of late.
Yeah, but Flatirons have hung in here beautifully. Obviously, you got the goal. That's the difference. But defending as well, it's been clinical, like that touch from Vanderven.
Daiki Kumakawa has a pass taken out. Drew Sanchez fouled after he got the first touch on the ball.
And I wonder, field level, if it's not easy to see the puddles. Because up here, we got the lights beaming down on them. I mean, I bet they can see them, but it's kind of almost an invisible trap in some ways.
Conversation here between the referee and the captains. Denny Barajas also getting involved. It's Giles Aurelian alongside the captain, Larson Rogers, and Denny Barajas. Someone said something, and the referee, Max Alatorre, took exception to it. Ball over the top to Gael Hernandez. Kept it in, trying to touch it off of Larson Rogers and couldn't do so. So it'll be a goal kick for United. 4-0 in the season. Outscored their opponents in the last 3 games by a margin of 8-0 after they pulled off a stunning victory in Game 1 of the season against Albion Colorado at home. They were down 2-0, tied at 2-2 at halftime, and then in the 96th minute, they found a winner.
Yeah, obviously a great start, and that was the beginning of it.
Here's Seminario, the hold-up play, what he's known for. And now Hernandez gets past one, but can't get past Larson Rogers. He'll step back in and go again. Rogers megs Hernandez and finds a teammate in Spickner. Sanchez does well. Wanted the throw in, won't get it. As Spickner will toss it back in.
I think somewhere where United are going to be dangerous is that individual play.
Great chance from Seminario. Sliding through on a ball that just stopped right in front of him, and maybe he had a little bit more time than he thought. It's a great shot, but just left of the post.
That's what Utah have to be careful of here at this stage, right? You don't want to go down 2-0. Can't allow an easy chance like that. Can't give something away. And this was a giveaway, right? Backline, got to be composed. Again, the puddles are a factor, and I think that played a factor there. But Seminario, if you gift him a chance like that again, I bet he puts it away.
Yeah, he'll want that one back, but maybe he was going down as well with the rain.
Yeah.
As it continues to be, it's not a bloodbath, it's just a water bath down there. Hasn't been as physical as the last matchup between these two teams. That one got chippy early on. Arlo Fillet got a red card for 2 yellows in the first half. As Seminario looks to run onto this one, but the first one there is Jack Cardwell.
And if you're Flatirons, might want to be a bit physical, especially in the midfield when United are trying to make those runs, because they've got a lot of individual brilliance. They can blow by a couple of defenders. Larson Rogers especially. Of course, Spickner as well.
Flicked on again. Seminario tries to chase. And all the way back to Rooney. Oh, that one miskicked. And now Drew Sanchez has some space on the near side. He'll back things up. Play to Jacobo Betancourt Tavar. Tavar gets it back. He'll have a go. It's a shot just wide from the Flatirons debutant.
Good job taking his space there. Able to drag it onto his left. Pass didn't make it through. Got it back, though. Not a bad hit. And again, some problems building out the back for Utah United.
So again, Rooney with the goal kick.
Yeah, the rain's not fun, but the backdrop is great here.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. We didn't get to see much of it the last time we were out here. It was the U.S. Open Cup. Flatirons playing professional team Union Omaha. Lost that one 2-1. But it was very, very dark, so you didn't get to appreciate the surroundings that were around right now, as we can, with the fog and the mountains and the backdrops. One of the best places to play in the RMAC here at Colorado School of Mines. It's Hernandez out wide, touched by Rogers, and he chops it away out of play.
I think where Utah United might need to tighten up a bit is those tight areas. If they can get the advantage there, link together some passes, they'll be able to find an equalizer.
Arnav Pokerel alongside Sam Johnson for the USL League Two home opener for Flatirons FC. It's a corner kick after Seminario does what Seminario does and holds the ball up, finds an outlet. And again, a corner kick and a chance for Flatirons to either play it short. You've got Drew Sanchez right next to the taker. It's Gael Hernandez who stands over this one. And Drew Sanchez will back away. So Hernandez will send this one in the box. You've got Elstad, Van der Ven both in. Ball comes in. Looking for Van der Ven. Bouncing in the box. Loose. Seminario. Tapped in. It's Jacobo Betancourt Tavar in his Flatirons debut with the final touch.
Man. Nakajima. And then Jacobo, I mean, what a start here. I did not expect another goal. It was a scrappy one, but that's exactly what it's about. You win the corner. You scrap out a goal. That's how they're going to have to score in this game against Utah United. Couldn't get it clear. They just have not been clinical to start this game. I've been a bit shocked by that. And Betancourt Tovar able to knock it home. It all started with that run across the middle as well. Van der Ven creating chaos, went over his head, but then dropped in. And again, scruffy goal, but man, dreamy start here in the home opener.
And you can't complain about a 2-0 lead if you're Flatirons. Up early on the division leaders, the undefeated Utah United side. And a big part of that is the two players starting for the first time this season in returner Shunnosuke Nakajima and midfielder Jacobo Betancourt Tavar. Van der Ven chests it back to Sep Habibi. And they'll slow things down again. Habibi directing Tyler Ware out of his own goal box, and he'll take his time with this kick. And played out again, so Flatirons will control. A complete role reversal of the reverse fixture in Utah. It's Flatirons on the front foot early, dominating possession. Ball from Drew Sanchez out into the breadbasket of Rourke Looney.
Biggest battle so far has been near side, Gael Hernandez and Larson Rogers, the Utah captain. I think Hernandez might need to get the ball off his foot a bit quicker, but that's been an interesting battle near side.
There go the flags again, just out of view of your screen. Here at Stermole Stadium, 2-0 Flatirons lead the division leaders. Just 28 minutes in to the first half. Daiki Kumakawa can't get there. It's Aurelian who wins it instead. Spickner went down, but went down too easy, according to referee Max Alatorre.
Yeah, a few fans screaming, "Get up." Could have been called, though.
Alex Fritcher controls for a bit, and now Miles Seminario applies the pressure. He's called for a foul, and the two players a little shove after the fact.
Yeah, obviously, we hope this doesn't get as chippy as the first meeting, but it's good for Flatirons to push around a bit, be physical.
And so they slow things down again. The referee will push the ball back to where the foul occurred. Seminario's not your typical 9. He doesn't get in behind and make those runs. He loves to hold up the ball and play physical. And that shows when he gets into those battles with the center backs. He's up on them all game. He's just playing right in their face, and sometimes it gets to the center backs' heads a little bit.
Yeah, he's built. I think that's the big thing, right? He's got quite a frame on him, and we saw that in the season opener against Cisa, he was able to push around, obviously scored the hat trick. But when he was one-on-one, ball over the top, beat the defender with ease, they had no chance. So that physicality is really his trademark and is what is able to help him create that build-up play and also make a run through when he has to.
Back to the near side. This is Keegan Euler, the ball over the top. Lifted it perfectly. Ball goes down in the box. Man goes down in the box. And again, Tyler Ware looks around, wants a penalty, won't get it. Sep Habibi will have a goal kick 30 minutes in to the first half. There's another look at Habibi, native of Aurora, Colorado. Played for Real Colorado growing up. He played alongside goalkeeper coach Hank Lewis, so when Hank Lewis was announced, I don't think there was anyone happier than Sep Habibi, because you get to play with someone that you've worked with before. That's a big thing about this Flatiron side. A lot of guys having played locally or are from the area. Even the guys from Japan, Daiki Kumakawa, played a season and a half at Otero Junior College, which is nearby in the state of Colorado. So guys have those connections, and they love playing for Flatirons, even if it takes a season or two to break into that starting 11. Drew Sanchez will step back in. Sanchez, another returner for this side. 6 games, only 100 minutes last season. Sure to surpass that with the way he's been playing as of late. Nakajima goes down, can't get there in time. Jonah Elstad slides across and gets to it. Last touch off of Elstad and out wide. Two goals from Shun Nakajima and Jacobo Betancourt Sivar, the difference in this one so far, as Utah United search for a leg in the game. And it might come now. Spickner lays it off, offside flag raised. Ball went out of bounds anyways.
Yeah, I think Spickner is the biggest threat, right, on the left wing, obviously playing over that time. But it's his individual brilliance on the ball that can take him through the middle, offside that time. But you got to be careful. His link-up play is great. He can blow by you. I think he's really the guy that could get him into this game. Obviously, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer. So got to be careful watching him through the midfield.
Very comfortable with moving around, can play off the right, off the left. Saw it against Storm over at Regis. I was able to watch that game, and Spickner was, like you said, the most dangerous guy on the field. Even if it didn't show in the goal-scoring statistics, felt like every time he had a touch on the ball, something was going to happen for the Utah side. Just like now, ball comes over, takes a huge skip off of the turf and into the hands of Sep Habibi. Ball over the top, intended for Seminario. This one is going to hold up for him. If he can get there, he gets shoved down. And it's given as a goal kick. Seminario unhappy about that one.
Yeah, I thought he could win that for a moment. Having a word.
Referee all the way over to talk to head coach Mark Davis, assistant coach Anel Lilich, the two on the bench for Utah. We'll see what the conversation is here between the two.
Yeah, Mark Davis, it's kind of funny. You're also listed as his own assistant, so don't know if there's a Mark Davis clone out there, but having a word for the moment.
And they'll talk to Levi Rossi for a little bit as well as a fourth official, Bowen Taylor, getting involved in some of what's been going on. We don't really know what's happening, really, as we look at the far sideline, and play's been halted for that exact reason. We'll have a little bit of stoppage time. The referee wants the ball, it looks like, or he's just holding his hands up in the Miami U. Maybe he's a supporter of the Canes. And it looks like it'll be Lightning as the delay at the 34:15 mark, so we're going to have to take a quick stoppage in play. So the score right now, 2-0. Shun Nakajima, the first goal scorer. The second goal scorer was debutant Jacobo Betancourt Tavar in the 33rd minute. We stop for Lightning. We'll take a quick step aside. You'll see the action on the field for a little bit. But we'll be right back on Sports Engine Play. Or is it lightning?
Trying to get like a broom or something, I think.
Quick update from the field at Stermole Stadium. They're grabbing shovels because of the waterlogged field. So we mentioned it, Sam, over and over again. The field stopping the play. They're grabbing the shovels. They're going to get after it on the field and try and, I guess, push off all of this water.
Yeah.
The rain has slowed up a little bit, so that's a good sign for the future. But, I mean, it's crazy to think we're at an engineering school, and, well, the field wasn't engineered enough to have proper drainage because there are some major puddles forming on the field. As both teams have taken a break, the clock continues to count, but we'll be sure to get a bunch of extra time come the end of the first half. The 2-0 lead. We're going to take a look back at one of the replays. It is this Jacobo Betancourt Tavar goal. It goes in. Van der Ven misses the first header. Then it's clipped across. And it really is just like that Sisa goal.
Yeah.
Just a little scrape of the foot to get the ball to the back of the net.
Exactly, yeah. The Sousa goal maybe a bit cleaner. That one took a few deflections to get down, but you're right. Just one flick, somebody gets a foot in there, and it finds the back of the net. And I got to say, near side, the side we're closest to here, it's pretty bad. And that's the side they're working on, obviously. But, I mean, you could drown out there if you step in the wrong puddle.
So some of the Flatirons FC players hard at work now. Sebastian Ortega, Yusuf Adan, all helping scrape off this water on the turf because, well, it is a little bit of a danger. You don't want players stepping in the wrong way. Like you mentioned, you know, twisting knees and everything like that can be a factor with puddles on the ground, so they're going to continue to scrape this off. We'll step aside. It's still 2-0 Flatirons in the 37th minute. We'll be back when action resumes, which actually we won't step aside because the players are coming back out on the pitch now. We'll see what the decision is here between Utah and Flatirons. You got to scrape the water off. It looks like the players have done a good enough job of that. And slowly the ball gets moved around and players get back into that mindset of, oh, we've got a game to play.
Yeah, and I think if the stoppage is going to help someone, it's going to help Utah United, of course, to get back into a better flow, down 2 goals. But, yeah, Flatirons have been great to start. It's been impressive. Getting that second was huge, and I think getting to halftime without conceding is going to be even bigger. Obviously, going to have a lot of stoppage time given this delay. But if they can escape to the second half and escape the first 10 minutes or so of that second half without conceding, I think they're in really good shape. But this delay, I would say, gives Utah United a chance to reset.
And so the players continue to push things off. The owners having conversations with the referees, and the referees continue to direct the shovels around to try and get as much of the water off as possible to get this game underway as soon as possible. It's been about 7 minutes since we've stopped in the 32nd minute of play, but it was 2 early goals, one from Shun Nakajima and the other from Jacobo Betancourt Tavar. Once again, if you're just joining us, 2-0 Flatirons. We're in the midst of I don't know how to describe it, a waterlogged delay, I guess. The field a little bit too damp and too much water for the referees' likings. It wasn't lightning. There have been concerns about it, but it stayed far enough out of range, so we're good on that front. But there was so much water on the field that the referees decided to stop play for a little bit to get it shoveled off. See on your screen Charlie Lewis warming up with Sep Habibi. Habibi's been excellent so far. He had a little diving stop to keep the ball out of the back of the net on a sliding ball that came in with a lot of pace.
Yeah, everybody defensively has been good so far. Nakajima, who's got one of the goals, has been great. Draws a couple free kicks as well. Habibi, you mentioned. Van der Ven's been awesome. He created some disruptions on that second goal in the box that resulted, of course, with Betancourt scoring. So they've been solid all around. It's just about not making any big mistakes from here on out, and I think they'll be okay. And you're not going to be able to get the water from the middle of the pitch because there's puddles all around. But it's
Yeah.
really this near side that has it the worst. And honestly, there's this one puddle they've been working on for a while.
And it just hasn't
And
gone away.
it just stays the same.
You see the subs getting into a little keep up to keep their legs warm as well. It's got to be tough when you're on the field, but it's got to be tough when you're a sub because if you're going to come on, you're going to come on a lot later in the day than you thought now. For a lot of these wingers and a lot of the midfielders that are on the bench, Orland Jr. on the bench today, Cooper Johnson, a lot of man management because this has been a busy week. CISA on Tuesday for the men. Today it's Utah. And then on Saturday, it's another newcomer to this league in Colorado Storm on the men's side. And they're an excellent team. They just beat Albion 2-0 a couple of days ago. So you got to hope that the man management and the player planning worked out perfectly for Levi Rossi. It's worked out well so far.
No doubt. Yeah, those are going to be some big games as well. This is probably the biggest so far. They had the road trip, but this is a home opener, and you've got the lead now. Can they protect it is the big story. Yeah, but this delay certainly throws a wrench in things, and I think, again, it'll help Utah United a little bit. They're all grouped up on the other side of the pitch, having a word, trying to get inspired to play a better second half.
So now the refs continue to blow whistles, direct traffic with the shovels. There's a look at Miles Seminario. He's had a couple of dangerous chances so far in the opening half hour. But still looking for that first goal against a team that's not CISA.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like a non-CISA goal for sure. And he's definitely capable of getting one. You mentioned a couple of chances, a couple of gifts in some ways. He had that one that he certainly would have liked back, the left-footed shot. Yeah, but Seminario so far, I think the hold-up play has been good. The support's been great. That first goal, the support from Nakajima, he was rewarded with a goal covering a lot of ground.
And it looks like we are somewhat settled in and ready to go again. After a 10-minute delay to shovel water off the field, we're back on our way in the first half between Utah and Flatirons. And Looney gets us started. We'll have at least 9 or 10 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half. We'll get into the 55th minute at a bare minimum. That's not even including the 2 goals. Utah immediately on the restart. Spickner works it in. Deflected back. Shot goes high. And right out of the gate, Sam, like you mentioned, that break beneficial for Utah.
Yeah, catching Flatirons on their back foot there. I think that was Alejandro Silva just kind of overran that ball that came back to him too far back and then lifted it over the goal. Pretty good chance there, though, if he just slowed down a bit or if that ball came a bit slower to him, probably would have been able to key that one up into the top corner.
Seb Habibi will slow things down, and once again, you see the puddles continuing to form. It hasn't stopped raining. It has led up to just about a sprinkle or a mist, if you will, but once again, you can see it kicking up every time the players take steps forward. As Daike Kumakawa finds Jacobo Betancourt-Tavar. First team All-RMAC Betancourt-Tavar just scored to put Flatirons up 2-0. That ball well out off of the foot of Shun Nakajima. Deflected away by Utah, so Nakajima will throw it in again. UMass Lowell, after spending a season in JUCO at Cowley College down in Kansas, had a great year there. And Sami Owusu gets past a sliding challenge. He'll face up his defender, and Owusu will take a touch to his left. Gets past one, goes down in the box. And it's not given. Owusu went down hard, but a goal kick for Utah. And Owusu's been dealing with some injuries as of late, but looks to be healthy enough to get the start and made a couple of good moves there.
Yeah, certainly. I think he's great up the left wing. He looked pretty good on Tuesday against CISA, creative-wise, and yeah, not going to have a VAR check, of course.
If only, right? If only we could do that here in USL League Two. But either way, it'll get underway again. And again, Seminario, just a magnet to the ball as he looks for Gael Hernandez. Rolled out wide. Nakajima thought about going. Instead, it's Silva with acres of space in the midfield. Touched away, and Van der Ven will clip it forward out of danger.
Just got slowed down by puddles that time. Good close in by Flatirons, of course.
And you have to change your approach to the ball. When you're practicing and there's no water on the field, you're used to the ball coming at a certain speed.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden the ball could stop at any moment. And Jackson Van der Ven goes down hard, collides in with Sep Habibi, and both players down. Van der Ven looks to be the worst of the two. Habibi also grabbing the knee. It's his side. And Drew Sanchez goes to give Van der Ven a little back massage. Hopefully that worked. They'll keep him down for a little bit longer.
And those are some of the scarier collisions. Tracking back, keeper comes out. Seeing legs break over those kinds of collisions. Good to see him up on his feet.
So Van der Ven, who's been stout so far, 2 games played, 2 wins for the Flatiron side when he's in the back line. The lone loss was to Utah. He was unavailable for that game with illness. And Habibi underway again. We're in the 46th minute of what is sure to be a lot of extra minutes. We haven't gotten an official number yet from the refereeing crew, but at least 10 by my estimate, as Drew Sanchez gets tossed into the puddle, and then he swipes a leg out and is called for a foul on Taylor Rogers. Standing over this one is Silva. Utah had a great spell in the early stages of the first half, but since then it's been back and forth, or it's been Flatirons that have dominated. Cross comes in, beautiful ball. It'll fall. Daiki Kumikawa applies pressure, shot comes in, parried away, rebound just high from Utah United. And another beautiful chance for the away side.
What a service from Silva to start. Good save from Habibi in that secondary chance. Man.
Take another look at how that play developed. It all started with that ball in from Silva. Denny Barajas jumped at it, trying to get in the way, but couldn't, and then a dangerous chance materialized. It was Tyler Ware who laid it off, and then
Jack Cardwell, back post, the center back coming up there in the set piece. What a chance there for him. He'd like to have that one back.
Out wide, here's Nakajima, the first goal scorer of the game. Looking for Owusu in the corner. Seminario will actually be the closest one there, and it's played out back. Waiting for the call, it's a corner. So Flatirons will head to the corner for the 3rd time today. Last time they had a corner, they scored.
Good chase by Seminario there to create that.
It'll be an in-swinger. Chance to go short, but instead they'll call it off. And why would you go short after you just scored on a long corner? Set pieces have been beneficial. Ball comes in, curled high, headed on by Van der Ven, and it's just over the bar. That's the danger.
He was the centerpiece on the 2 corners now. That time he got his head to it, just sending it over. Good ball from Barajas.
Van der Ven, a well-traveled collegiate athlete, played a season in Division I down at North Florida before making his way back to Colorado. MSU Denver the past 3 seasons, and he scored 5 goals as a center back in those 3 seasons. It's no Sean Andrews numbers, the CSU Pueblo center back who scored 10 in his final campaign. He's down at FC Tucson. He scored in the Open Cup for Flatirons. But Van der Ven, very, very good numbers as one of the RMAC's best center backs. Flicked over. Last touch off of Utah United, and Gael Hernandez can't believe it.
You mentioned FC Tucson. Speaking of USL League Two, I think they beat
Coachella,
Coachella 19-0, yeah. So some interesting results for sure in the 4th division.
That Tucson team, a couple of former Flatirons players, Joey Joyner, striker, formerly of CSU Pueblo, formerly of Flatirons FC, captained the team in the U.S. Open Cup before making his way down to Tucson, and then Sean Andrews scored the lone goal for Flatirons in the U.S. Open Cup and made his way down to Arizona as well. FC Tucson, of course, the team that beat Flatirons FC in the playoffs last season, so always tough to see some of your star guys go down to a rival, but hey, maybe we'll see them again in the offseason, or in the postseason, I should say, if Flatirons can repeat as Mountain Division champions.
Yeah, then FC Tucson went on to reach the semifinals last year, so not a bad team to lose to at all after the Mountain Division title.
So free kick upcoming again for Utah. We're about 5 minutes past halftime, but with that 10-minute waterlog delay, as we call it, it'll be about 55, 56 minutes when they call this one for halftime. So we've got about another 5-6 minutes to play. And back in the puddle, that one stops.
Yeah, that's the largest puddle on the pitch.
And Seminario picks it up. 1-on-4, and Seminario's taken down by the captain, Larson Rogers. Tactical yellow, but no yellow shown, as he just clipped Seminario in the back. And Flatirons could try and develop something here. Instead, Betancourt Savard just plays it back, and around to Van der Ven it goes. Van der Ven wants the ball to the corner. Hernandez heads it on. Good poke from Betancourt Savard, and he'll get another deflection in the way. Now out wide to Hernandez. Still in the first half. We're 51 minutes in after the long stoppage for water removal. We assume they're going to do the same at halftime. Just grab the shovels and try and get off as much water as you can in those 15 minutes. As holding on to it now is Giles Aurelien. Alejandro Silva. And now to the near side. Slowed up again by Keegan Euler. Euler's been excellent as a center back, like we mentioned. 3 straight clean sheets coming into today for Utah. A little bit of announcer's curse there. We cursed it in a good way for the home side, as this one's over the top. Great touch down by Silva, but Sepp Habibi read it perfectly and got in the way.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one to control, but if he brings that down at his feet, could slide it in. Would have been too tough there to hit one time in the air, I'm sure. But Utah United, they've had a few kind of tame chances like that where they're one touch away from something greater.
Sami Owusu went up and went down hard. And Sami, after 2 seasons ago, had that ACL injury and trained with Flatirons as he recovered, but didn't play last season. Played his college season, had a great season with Evansville, but still nursing some injuries in the spring. Every time he goes down, it's always hold your breath a little bit because of how good he's been. Ball comes through. Nakajima, the first one there. Closing down hard is Ware. And Nakajima will boot it away. Finds Daiki Kumakawa, who's got some speed and some space. And there goes Kumakawa. Past a sliding challenge. Still with space, Kumakawa. Looks for Owusu. Great slip ball in. And the rain just takes it far. What a run from Daiki Kumakawa.
That was fantastic through the midfield. Thwarted off that first challenge from behind. That was quite a physical one. Stayed on his feet. Just played it too heavy to Owusu on the left wing. But, man, he's going to be a threat up that middle. We mentioned Spickner for Utah United, but Flatirons have the capability to go on a run themselves. They've got that individual quality as well. They can be dangerous.
Kumakawa out of UW Milwaukee. He was a Milwaukee homer the past couple of seasons. Played for Bavarian, United SC, and USL League Two before they folded in this offseason due to financial constraints. But last season with Bavarian, 12 games, 9 starts, 735 minutes, and 2 goals. I mean, it's always good when you can get a player who has experience in this league. It's even better when he's got experience elsewhere because he brings in a different style of play.
Yeah, exactly. And the man he just tried to link up with, Owusu's been bouncing around the collegiate level for a while, so a lot of experience through all these players. A lot of minutes. And also the other Japanese player, UMass Lowell product, Nakajima, 29 appearances, a couple of starts for UMass Lowell, so it's not as if he's just on the squad. He's getting minutes as well, Division I.
Van der Ven called for the foul. This is a Flatirons team that is a lot of D2 studs and a couple of Division I players. You look at the likes of Van der Ven, Miles Seminario was all-conference. Danny Barajas was an All-American at UCCS with his 12 goals and 5 assists last season. And you get those guys to stay local, stay home, and stay for a program that, well, Barajas played in last year, and now he's one of the centerpieces of this team.
Yeah, he scored that goal in the season opener against CISA. It was the indirect free kick they got inside the box. Great free kick taker. Watch him if they get a chance at the edge of the box at some point as he charges there.
It's Rourke Looney to pick things up. The goalkeeper will hold on to it. We're 55 minutes in, and the pitch has had a knack of slowing the ball down a little bit in this first half of play. We'll see if halftime helps at all to help the drainage slow things down. Ball through to the corner. Seminario charges hard. Looney has to clip it away, only as far as Keegan Euler. All the way back down to tumbling Drew Sanchez. And now clip to the other side. Nakajima, the first one there. It's been a slippery surface so far. Nakajima, one goal. Betancourt Tavar, the other, in this waterlogged field. And there's the whistle for halftime. It has been Flatirons dominating the scoreboard in an even battle between the two sides. Utah's had some chances as well. Sam, what are your thoughts on a busy first half with a long stoppage worked in the middle?
Yeah, I think you never want the pitch to be a topic during a broadcast, but it is, and it's definitely played an impact on this game. The delay, first of all, but also the goals. It played a big impact there. Seminario had a couple chances, too, based off of mistakes because of the pitch. So if they can find a third, maybe force Utah United into a tough spot. They get caught in a puddle. That's been the story. Who gets caught in the puddle, who gets by. If they can get a third, though, they can tuck it away. But, again, 2-0 dangerous lead. Great first half, though, and Nakajima's been the standout to me in that midfield, covering a ton of ground. He's got a goal.
Well, for the first time this season, for the first time since the first 20 minutes of the season for Utah, this United team trails 2 goals. They're in a bit of a pickle. We'll see if halftime helps this away side from the Beehive State. It's 2-0 Flatirons after the first 45 minutes, and change. We'll have the second half when we return right here on Sports Engine Play. the start of the second half. Arnav Pokrel alongside Sam Johnson as we bring you action from Stermole Stadium. It's the 2025 USL League Two home opener for Flatirons FC. They play division leaders and current undefeated team, Utah United. But Flatirons lead 2-0 thanks to goals from Shun Nakajima and Jacobo Betancourt Tavar. It's been an excellent showing so far for the home side. Utah have had their chances, though, Sam, as we get underway in the second half. And immediately, it's long to Owusu. And that ball hangs up in the puddle. It's getting dark outside as cutting in is Spickner. And he's got some room. Shun Nakajima gets in the way of the initial chance. And now that one played out.
They should be looking to come out fast. Utah to get that one goal they need to get back in this game. And Spickner, who was just on the ball, is going to be the large part.
Ball thrown in long. It finds Gael Hernandez, the right winger, who is now traversed all the way to the left side of the field. And he will leave it for Shun Nakajima. And hopefully traverse back to the right side, because that's where he's most dangerous, is going one-on-one with a fullback. This one long, intended for Seminario. Headed back, and now pressure coming. This one's going to fall to Hernandez, and he takes a poor touch and cleared away by Utah.
He was a little too frantic to get on the ball there, and that's why he touched it too far in front of him. Would have been a good hit, good chance.
Sep Habibi out wide to the other side. Sliding in with a challenge. And making the tackle before getting pulled back by the jersey was Danny Barajas. Haven't said his name too much, but he's been involved in a couple of good ways as Daiki Kumakawa loses out on it. Just about a minute and a half underway in the second half of action. This one to the far back side. And played out. Oh, still in, actually. And now foul called on Utah.
Yeah, great shield from Vanderven that time. And the water, kind of the big story on the pitch. Makes sliding a bit easier. That's about it. The rest, it definitely does not help with. But if Flatirons can quell any sort of attack from United in the first 20 minutes or so, I think they're in really good shape. It's offside there.
Offside, Utah.
But again, it's going to be maybe one or two moments for Utah in the midfield. Individual players getting a chance. Spickner, again, can highlight him. Number 11 near side.
Spickner, the Oregon State product, had an excellent career there. And like we mentioned, when you get those guys that play high-level Division I soccer, they make a difference in these games. And Spickner has been that way all season long. Second on the team in goals for Utah with 2 on the young season so far. Out wide, throw in for Flatirons. And now, again, a stoppage as they move the ball back to an original spot. 48 minutes into the game. This one bouncing around. And Nakajima will chase it down on the near side. Plays with his countryman, Kumakawa. Poor pass from Elstad, and now turning the other way is Utah. They've got some speed, but Flatirons does a good job to track it down and collapse on the ball. Worked forward to Aurelian. He works himself free. Cross comes in, deflected away. Spickner's going to be the first one there. Face up with his man. Touches and gets sandwiched, still with it. Spickner, and deflected wide by Betancourt Tavar.
You can see the respect they have. Players just collapsing on him. Quick pause there at the edge of the box as they knew he could make a move, waited for support, and he did make a move. So he was down here at the edge of the box.
Yeah, player down for Flatirons. Getting back up, it's Danny Barajas, really struggling on that leg as he gets back to the front post and will try and defend this corner. Might be an early sub here for Barajas. Headed away by Betancourt Tavar. He was the first man to it at the corner of the 6-yard box. Utah reset. Ball comes in. Dangerous. 3 open bodies for Utah. No one tracking for Flatirons. And it's harmless out wide.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one to score for Jack Cardwell. Really had to contort his body even to get his head to it. And now the Barajas change has to be made.
Yeah, Barajas was down on before the corner, got up, defended the corner at the near post, and now will step out. And it looks like they'll have to sub him off because he looks to be in some amount of pain, was limping pretty heavily.
Yeah, it was
on
just
the leg.
never able to walk that one off.
Once again, a player who wants to play. You never want to see a player who has that drive come off. It's the same way with Jackson Van Der Ven, a guy who always is available, always wants to play games that he can. But when he's out and he's hurt and he can't play, you know it's the real deal. So a substitution will have to come in for Flatirons. Got a couple of really good options on the bench here. You can move in a defensive midfielder and put Daiki Kumakawa or Jacobo Betancourt Tavar a little bit further up. Or you could bring on a player to replace Danny right at that attacking spot. Someone like Jaime Gutierrez was an option. I don't think he's on the bench today for Flatirons, though. You've got Dalio Pekovic making a return from injury. He's available on the bench as well, alongside Matty Parks for Flatirons. A couple of really good options. And we'll see who steps on for the Irons. It looks to be Dalio Pekovic who's on in place of Danny Barajas. So his return from injury as well. We mentioned a couple of bodies coming back for this Flatiron side. So an early first substitution as Flatirons are forced into it after the Barajas injury. Owusu with a nutmeg, but the ball just slows down too quickly as Daiki Kumakawa goes sliding in and wins the ball back for Flatirons.
Yeah, we get to watch Owusu near side in the second half. He can be explosive. That quick twitch ability got him that nutmeg.
Spickner loses out. Owusu with it now. What can he produce? Well, not much, and the ball slow to Nakajima. Rolled out wide to Van Der Ven. Utah stepping up the intensity in this one. They're down by 2. Trailed by 2 in that first game against Albion before coming back and winning in the 96th minute, 3-2, the final score of that one. Back and forth on the far side before Van Der Ven just lets it rip. And Daiki Kumakawa, the first one there. His pass back to Pekovic, too strong. And now Habibi will hold on to it. Clipped forward. Great ball in from Habibi, who's excellent with his feet. Flatirons want a call. They won't get it.
Yeah, what a pick out, though.
And Habibi will go the other way this time and look for Owusu. 2 guys were together at Dayton, and Owusu goes around the outside. He's got a step on Grant, but Grant tracks back well. Owusu slipping and sliding in the puddles. Can't hang on to possession. In comes Seminario, helping out his teammate and winning possession, at least halting progression for Utah momentarily. Once again, slippery surface out there now. Rain has let up, but the surface really struggling to clear out any of the water that's been retained for the past 3 hours of rainfall. Here's Dalio Pekovic to Van Der Ven, looking for Gael Hernandez. Gets onto the ball, but gets turned around by Larson Rogers. That was a big battle we watched in the first half, Sam. Larson Rogers of Utah and Gael Hernandez continually going after each other.
Yeah, Larson Rogers definitely has Hernandez's hands full. He's a tremendous player on that right side, and I think we'll see more of that later on. I think Rogers is somebody that, if he gets on the ball in space, could pick out Spickner or one of those attackers to score.
Rogers, mentioned it, the captain of this team, one of the older guys, was born in 1999. A number you don't see too much in this league anymore. But he brings that experience, and he's played just about every minute so far for this Utah team in the first 5 games of action. All the way back to Habibi, who will let it go with one rip. Looking for Seminario, who's all alone. Headed away by Euler. Grant on it now for Utah. As it continues to get darker here in Stermole Stadium. Golden, Colorado, the home site for Flatirons FC. The last time Flatirons played here, it was in the U.S. Open Cup. They qualified after being Mountain Division champions in 2024. These two teams met a couple times last year. 3-1, the home result for Flatirons. 2-1 on the road. Flatirons with a clean sweep over United, but this season it's been a different story. Utah 4-0 in the season. Here's Seminario bursting free. Miles Seminario, what a save from Looney.
Well, a great first touch off the chest and then gets around Jack Cardwell. Tries to go near post, beat the keeper, but that initial touch off the chest and then that chance with the right foot. Maybe could have cut that one across, but I think worth the effort on goal, trying to sneak it by the keeper. And now you get a corner.
When you're Miles Seminario, I think that's a fair shot to
sure.
take. Got 4 goals on the season, but looking for the first one against Utah. 4th corner of the game for Flatirons. Drilled back post, header down and away. I believe that was Pekovic who got there first. Actually, correction, it was Elstad who got there first. But a goal kick upcoming for United.
And they've escaped the first 10 minutes, 10-plus minutes now without conceding, and that's huge. And Utah just not a lot of creativity. They've been shut down in that attacking third.
So out wide we go again. Worked back inside, a little back heel flick. And Utah connecting well in the midfield, but one touch too long, and Hakoa Betancourt Tavar, calm as ever in his first USL League Two game for Flatirons. Has the most recent goal at the 27 or so minute mark off of a corner. And we didn't see it because of the angle up here, but if you go to the social media page, Flatirons FC on Instagram, you can see a great angle of the goal shot by Evan Schmidt down near the corner. He was right there, right where the corner happened, and it was a really acrobatic attempt. He had to swing his leg just about chest height and get a little tiny deflection on it, and it was a purposeful deflection that sent it into the bottom corner. This one turned over high up the pitch, but Flatirons can't get anything out of it. Now it's Pekovic who stepped in the way. And now the press comes from Flatirons. We haven't seen this too much tonight. Most likely because of the pitch. They've been staying back a little bit more and reading the ball. But stepping in now in the midfield. With fresh legs like Dalio Pekovic, that helps. A real leader on this team. It's great to have him back from his slight quad injury. Here's Nakajima. Shrugs off one guy. Had the pass. Well, it'll go into the hands of Rourke Looney. And we talked about Seminario having an opportunity to pass earlier. That's one where you want the shot if you're Nakajima. Yeah. Just cut to the right, had a half yard of space. And with one goal in the day, you were hoping he shot that one.
Looking to pick out Hernandez. I agree, though. Maybe should have gotten that off his foot toward goal. Oh.
And a bad turnover on the far side from Utah. A couple of subs coming in now for United. We'll get you a number on those as soon as possible. First player leaving is Toby Grant. He'll step off. And another one leaving on the far side. We'll get your number when we can get it. Coming on, Landon Hubner, number 16. As well as one more change on the back end. We'll see the number when he turns around here shortly. Looks to be Samir Cuevas, number 17. Or that's Colby Lee, number 12. They've got the interesting jersey numbers on the back.
I think it is a 7. I think you got that right.
We're seeing 17. Samir Cuevas says, here's a ball over the top. This one's going to have to come down hard. It's a battle. Habibi, the first one there. He's still stepping out. And Sep Habibi, well out of goal, will boot this one forward. And it might be a chance. Owusu's on the end of it. Sammy Owusu one-on-one after Sep Habibi with some heroics in front of goal. Habibi goes down hard. Advantage played for Daiki Kumakawa.
Good step by Cardwell.
Nakajima inside to Pekovic. Got an option out wide. Will instead roll it back to Van der Ven. I mean, just incredible goalkeeping there from Habibi. Calm as ever. It's a little bit of a heart attack up here. We're all holding our heads in our hands. But Habibi he knew what he was doing that whole time.
And that was Cuevas, who scored in the last Utah outing against Storm. Maybe could have just volleyed that in, but Habibi there, Cuevas a bit of a slip. And again, Habibi, the controlled, calm play, even in moments of chaos. It's impressive.
Van der Ven shoves his man down as Sammy Owusu, the first one there. Pass in between Hernandez and Seminario. And now Elstad on the jog will clear it away for a throw-in.
I think Utah not utilizing their possession well. They've had the larger share, but a lot of it, I wouldn't say meaningless, but just kind of frantic and not very organized.
Here's Spickner, the danger man. Deeks past Pekovic. And a bit of a formation change for Utah as well, up to a 3-5-2, just getting more numbers forward to try and get the attacking chances. But what it does lead to is some gaps on the back end. Here's Kumakawa. Diving past a few. He's got Owusu on the near side. Plays it to Sammy Owusu. And now back, the ball just stops in the middle of the pitch in the puddle. And now the foul called on Flatirons.
And if you're Utah for this next 15-minute stretch, of course, bringing up a player to the midfield, you got to be careful. You mentioned for the break the other way, that would be the back-breaking break because it would be a third, and that's what Flatirons need to close this one out.
That three-back is what really killed Flatirons in the reverse fixture. We'll see if it helps Utah. Rolled along the ground and well away from Habibi. Alejandro Silva, once again, we mentioned it in the first half. That guy's got a green light from just about anywhere on the pitch.
No doubt. Yep, had space there, just didn't hit it quite as clean as he would have liked.
So Habibi will take this goal kick, take his time as you expect him to. And he'll push his team forward. Not the Flatirons we're used to seeing. That's very comfortable with playing the ball out of the back. With the pitch and with this 2-0 lead, you're safer if the ball is as far away from Habibi as possible. Now moving the other way. Habibi's going to come out and play this one. Foul called. And it is a yellow shown early on for this one to Utah United.
I think that's Ware getting booked and pretty obvious. But again, Flatirons shutting it down.
Conversation between Spickner and referee Max Alatorre. As we're into the 63rd minute of play, Spickner will jog back to his spot. As Shun Nakajima still slow to get up. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship, but it feels a little early to do that. You still got 30 minutes to play.
A little early, but no reason not to, I guess.
But he looks good to go, and he's a player that has been crucial to the way Flatirons have played in the early going. And now Samir Cuevas will kick the ball away from Habibi. And Habibi's not happy about that, so they'll continue to go back and forth, and now he'll leave it alone. Habibi releases. It's over the head of every Flatirons midfielder. Great track down from Pekovic. Headed on. Grael Hernandez can't get there in time. One back by Drew Sanchez, and what a revelation he's been for this Flatirons side. After only playing 100 minutes last season, he played a full 90 last game, I believe,
yep.
or at least 75, and now he's gone another 63. So in 2 games, here's a bad turnover. Drew Sanchez has already surpassed his minutes total. Kumakawa fakes a shot, will take it out wide.
Yeah, ball just a bit away from him there. Couldn't keep it on a string, but keeps possession. There's a Japanese link-up.
Nakajima tried the return pass. This one's going to skip back. Van der Ven's got a long chase, and he does well. We'll see if he can keep this one out for a corner. Instead, it is going to be off of Van der Ven for Utah's second corner of the half. Jacobo Betancourt Savar cleared away the first one. That was when Danny Barajas pulled up with that leg injury.
Yeah, it's starting to get to that point where you need the breakthrough if you're Utah. This is a good chance because everything else hasn't really built up well. They do it on a set piece.
Here's the ball in. Acrobatic clearance away, and well, it was all 11 players in the box for Flatirons. You don't see that very often. Usually you have one outlet, but either way, it gets the job done. Silva down the right wing. Cross in front, cleared off the line by Van der Ven. Rebound still loose off the post, and then turned in. What a finish by Utah United. A couple of great defensive stands, but United have a goal. It's Samir Cuevas, the substitute, scoring.
Gets his feet underneath him after looking a little out of sorts in the first minute that he got on. Gets a goal. What a finish. Far post. And Van der Ven clearing off the line twice. Just didn't have the freedom to really clear it, right? Could only clear it so far because he had defenders around him. And then it finds Cuevas, similar to that second Flatirons goal, scrappy off a corner. And that's a breakthrough early enough for Utah.
Flatirons pull the substitution back. We don't know who's planned to come on, but they will pull it back in hopes of letting this group sort of get back that lead of 2 goals. It's 2-1 now, thanks to the goal for Utah United from Samir Cuevas off of a corner kick. 2 goal line clearances from Van der Ven, but the third one just prodded home past Habibi into the far corner.
And it really changes the dynamic now.
Ball rolls along the turf to Owusu, who's one-on-one with his defender. Gets past him. Great drive. Lays it into the box. Here's Seminario on the turn. The ball got away from him. Only as far as Pekovic. Betancourt Savar looking for his brace. What a save from Looney.
Good shot that time. And go back a few frames earlier. Seminario could have laid it off to Kumakawa. Maybe there wasn't the communication there, but it ends up falling to Betancourt Tovar. Had a pretty good chance. Good to get that on his left foot. It all started by Owusu up that left wing, who's been shut down a couple of times, was able to get around Jack Cardwell.
Ball comes in off the corner towards the back post, and another great clearance from Utah out of harm's way. This one rolls out.
You wonder how the mentality changes after conceding a goal. Now you have to stay attacking driven, of course, because the only reason Utah United scored was because of a couple awkward deflections, right? A bit of luck there. It wasn't a pure build-up play that got him that goal. So I think you just have to stick with what you're doing. If you're Flatirons, should be okay. But Utah certainly have that threat to go forward and score.
There has been a sub for Flatirons on the far side. Gael Hernandez stepped off the pitch. We'll see who came on in his place. Looks to be Cooper Landry, if the mustache is any telltale sign, but we'll wait to see the number before we confirm that for you. As here is Betancourt Savar, 2024 first-team All-RMAC after his excellent collegiate season. Played as a midfielder and got 4 goals for Regis. This one rolled through. Habibi's going to get there first, and he'll roll it out quickly. It is Landry in on the far side. So Cooper Landry makes his debut for Flatirons this season. Landry also a returner. He played a lot last year for this Flatirons side. 13 games. He played in every single game Flatirons played. 924 minutes and 2 goals for the man from MSU Denver. Back out on the far side with Utah. Chasing 1 goal to tie it up. Turned over, and here goes Flatirons the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Great track back from the defense. It'll go out for a corner. Great run on the far side, and speaking of running, here comes one of the facilities managers to go scrape off some of the water on the near side.
And great work from Pekovic, and going back to that substitute, I like the change on the right wing, bringing in Landry. I think if they were to make a change anywhere on the pitch, that right wing probably the best spot because Larson has been disruptive, throw something new at him. So a lot of what they've done upfield has been with Owusu on the left wing. Landry gives a new look.
A little bit more defensive look than Hernandez as well. Ball comes in, driven low. It's going to bounce, and bounces over the head of everybody on the clearance. Nakajima just floats it out wide. Seminario looks to get there, and the attempt to keep it in is unsuccessful.
Trying to read that off the puddle. You don't know if it's going to die or pop up. Tough one.
So Utah with momentum, chasing a 1-goal deficit. Here's Jacobo Betancourt Tavar. Owusu. Back to Betancourt Tavar, who glides past one, and he's into some open space. Here goes Jacobo. Touches inside, goes down, and a dangerous position now for Flatirons.
Went down fairly easy, but that's what you have to do, draw the free kick here. And this is where you'd want Barajas, right? But he's not on the pitch, unfortunately. So we'll see who gets the chance here. Pekovic over it.
Drew Sanchez has struck some great balls from set pieces. He did a couple of really good set plays in that CISA matchup. He's got a curler of a right foot if they want to play it into the back post. Pekovic, one of the emotional leaders on this team, so he'll call off Sanchez for now. See if maybe they lay it off to him, but with the rain, it's hard to do that. Pekovic stands over this one. He wanted it. He'll take it, and it curls high and over the bar.
Yeah, wanted that near post, but couldn't keep it down. Into the last 20 minutes or so, and can they keep out Utah United?
And this is exactly where we were on Tuesday night against CISA. 1-0 lead for Flatirons, albeit this time against a much, much more talented opposition side. This one flicked forward, cleared away by Van der Ven, but right back into the fray by Utah. That formation switch worked perfectly. And Utah with more chances. Habibi comes out. Slide tackle, no call because he got the ball. It is a corner. And Habibi is angry at the defense for letting that one get through.
Yeah, they need to get tighter here at the end. Make sure they snuff out any gaps. Utah are going to be heat-seeking that goal.
Scored on the last corner, United did. And now into the 72nd minute of play. Near post, flicked on, it'll fall. Whistle blows. And ball will head back in for a foul on United.
Yeah, it looks like Spickner is the one kind of asking if it was him on that near post. Just a bunch of pushing and shoving. Good ball, though. Dangerous spot.
Great ball in from Utah right at the near post. And again, a dangerous look on a set piece. And Flatirons momentum slipping away as here's Owusu. Chested down to Seminario. Great touch from Owusu. And here goes Seminario down the wing. Left-footed cross comes in. It's going to roll. And Looney keeps it in play. Formerly of Westminster University, transferred in January to America East and national powerhouse, New Hampshire. So he'll be there the next fall. Excellent program. Produced some great stars that have played in USL League Two. As there's a win in the air for Utah. Players going down. Player still down for Flatirons. And now cleared away by the home side. Down on the far side, it looks to be Landry who just came on. Correction, it's not Landry. Might be Sanchez down there as Landry stands next to him. Drew Sanchez, who has been excellent in this match. UCCS grad student now. Spent a season playing in California before transferring to Colorado Springs. Has played a decent bit there, Drew Sanchez.
And I've loved the composure. Going back to Tuesday against CISA, he was so composed on the ball. And to bring that same composure into a tougher matchup has been great. Hopefully he can get back on his feet here. But, yeah, you're right. He's been fantastic. I haven't really mentioned him too much. But, yeah, somebody to circle as a potential player of the match. Obviously, you've got goal scorers. But as someone on that back line, he has been so good.
So Sanchez will step off for now. Sami Owusu did take a knee. Maybe he was just tying a shoe. But you always get a little concerned when you see Owusu go down with his history. But he's been up and at him this entire season. A couple of great chances. Here's Seminario again. Cleared away. This one will roll out for a deep throw-in for Flatirons.
Out of bounds to Flatirons. They'll have a throw-in.
So Flatirons with a throw-in will take their time getting forward. Looks like Sanchez is back on now, as they continue to try and clear off this field. And they direct the players to the ball for a throw-in.
You've got the intermittent clearing.
All the way back. This is Sanchez. Driven in, and it's right into the hands of Looney. Utah has been on the front foot as of late. They've been playing direct. This one will roll all the way back to Habibi. Pressure comes. He'll watch this one all the way out of bounds.
Yeah, just that heads-up play to let it go out, drain a few more seconds off. Still plenty of time, obviously, but it's going to become a factor here soon, and Habibi knows it.
2-1 the score. Flatirons led 2-0 thanks to goals from Shun Nakajima and Jacobo Betancourt Tavar. Utah scored off the foot of substitute Samir Cuevas. Foul called on Utah.
The Flatirons have shut down any real threat defensively. Again, that one goal for Utah was just scrappy off a corner. Cleared it off the line twice, and then it eventually found Cuevas. But got to keep the pressure up on the attacking end. Stadium clock is stopped for some reason at 75 minutes. Not sure what that's about, but we keep our clock ticking up. It's a heavy challenge. Good win there by Nakajima. Seminario dangerous on the turn. He's trying to blaze through. He's had a couple chances in this game.
All the way back to Elstad. And now he's in a foot race. Does well to win possession back. That's class from Jonah Elstad. And Owusu looks for an outlet. He'll find one all the way back in Shun Nakajima. To Habibi it goes. And he'll look long. Get it away from goal. It's now the 77th minute of play. As this one lost by Landry. Once again making his debut on the season. After playing in 13 games for Flatirons last year, he was recovering from injury to start the season, but he's been with the team since really the first training session. Good to see him on the pitch now. This one flicked on. Van der Ven there first, but it's won by Utah. Slipped through, and Habibi's off his line early on. And he'll watch this one all the way back into his hands. 77th minute, 78th minute now, and a poor clearance from Habibi. This one a chance now for Utah to tie things up, and Habibi's out to claim early doors.
And I think they've held on long enough that if it is going to be a second goal for Utah, it's going to be off a mistake. Because Utah just haven't shown the quality to build up into something truly special throughout the 78 minutes we played. So it's going to be a mistake if they do score.
Feels like all the chances for Utah have came off that way as well. Even the goal came off of 2 goal line clearances, and Flatirons just unable to clear their lines. Defending set pieces will be a focus because the road does not get any easier. As this one flicked on by Utah. Spickner out wide. He's their danger man. Defended hard. Habibi makes a save and will collect the rebound.
Great job kind of controlling that hit. That was a hard hit ball, able to keep it in his kind of box and make the stop. Don't let anybody get a second chance.
Daiki Kumakawa goes down hard. Play remains with Flatirons, who look long to Seminario. This one kicked by Utah, so Looney will have to play it with his feet, and does. Back now to Looney. 79th minute of play. flicked on. Habibi will come out. Try and take this one into his hands. Instead, he'll drive it forward. Almost turned over again. Just need the peace of mind if you're Sep Habibi. You've played so well for 80 minutes now. It's these final 10 or so that will be the difference. Flicked into the midfield. Acres of space, but the first one there is Flatirons. And now Owusu can break. Played back in the middle. Betancourt Tavar has options out wide. Will face up his man and lay it off. Pekovic. Played wide again. Here's Landry. Betancourt Tavar again. Deeks past one. He's got some room and goes down. Fairly light challenge. And Utah clear the lines, only as far as Shinosuke Nakajima, the first goal scorer of the game. It felt like ages ago because we had a long stoppage in the first half. There's a hard challenge through the back of Nakajima. Pretty easy call there.
Yeah, such great awareness from him. The layoff pass just earlier, knows where his teammates are, and then knows where the defender is, able to draw the foul. Yeah, he's been special in that midfield. Obviously, the goal early on, definitely one of the standouts tonight.
It's hard to look anywhere else if you're looking for the standout performance. It's been him. It's been really the two goal scorers. Him and Jacobo Betancourt Tavar have been excellent, both of them. And both of them have been rewarded with goals. Out wide, ball crossed in. Over the first man, but not over the second. Flatirons continue the pressure. Here's a chance, brought down by Seminario. And now Utah can break. They've got speed, but Shinosuke Nakajima, excuse me, that's Daiki Kumakawa, who makes the initial tackle to halt the progress. Substitution coming in. Sami Owusu will step off. It looks like they're going to force him off on the near side after he tried to run the long way. And we'll see who comes on. Judging by the wrist tape, it looks like Cooper Johnson will come on for Flatirons.
He can be a silky winger for sure. Head into the final 10 minutes. And can they keep the defense? Can they keep the pressure up top as well like that?
First touch is good for Johnson, who is, once again, like we talked about with Cooper Landry, the same thing, a little bit more defensive of a winger than Owusu, but he's got this quick twitch to him and can always step forward and make a play happen out of nothing. There's Johnson keeping it in. Ball remains, Nakajima, and then out of play. And the throw-in goes the way of the Irons. 82nd minute of play now, and Utah will make a substitution.
Making a serve as well.
Striker will step off. That's Tyler Ware making way. Spickner's going to actually go up top now, so put him in a more dangerous position, but you put him against the best center back this Flatirons team has in Jackson Van Der Ven. Throw in for Nakajima and Flatirons. Goes long to Seminario. Seminario gets it back. 1-on-4 for Miles Seminario, and he'll just slow things down to Dalio Pekovic. Johnson. Seminario. Betancourt Tavar can switch it if he wants. Will instead go back to Van Der Ven. Big swing from Flatirons, looking for the other side. And pressure coming and crashing into the boards on the far side. Whistle blows as there's a player down for Flatirons in the referee's bench.
Yeah, Drew Sanchez got leveled. It was some physical play, and
those boards are not very thin. They hurt. So
and rightfully take his time here. Obviously, final 8 minutes or so.
Haven't had too many stoppages, just the one Utah goal and 1 or 2 yellow cards, but for the most part, fairly smooth sailing in terms of game flow. As Landry heads one back and Jackson Van Der Ven can't get there, it's yet another corner for Utah, who have 5 shots on goal in this match, but only 1 goal to show for it. Crowding around Habibi. High arcing ball in, and Van Der Ven the first one there. Lifted in by Euler. Cleared away. Seminario will hang on to it and burst out. Here's Johnson, fresh legs. Ball hangs up under him just a little bit, but he's got room to dance. Johnson goes down to the corner. Still searching for an outlet. Sends his man to the ground somehow. And has poked it forward, but is called for a foul in the process.
Yeah, Larson Rogers, I mean, just knows how to win the ball off of you.
Feels like he's been dangerous wherever he's been at, as Elstad clears that one out of play. Final 5 minutes of regulation. We're into the 85th minute now. Great turn by Cuevas, the goal scorer for Utah, but a great tackle from Elstad. Nakajima went down hard. It's a throw-in for Utah. On it is Hubner. Nakajima headed it straight up, but he'll win the ball back. And he gets held back as well. Free kick for the Irons, and Nakajima goes down, holding that right leg. He's been holding that here and there.
Yep.
It's been a couple of times now he's held on to that right foot.
And the ref wants this to carry on, obviously, get play going again.
And Nakajima will get up into the 86th minute of play. Habibi over this free kick. It's been a good 70 minutes from Sep Habibi. The final 10 have felt a little iffy, but
Yep.
the important thing is Flatirons still lead. Seminario will chase this one down. It's all the way back to Looney, and he just has to get rid of it as far as it'll go. Over the head of Van der Ven, who wanted a foul called. And now Van der Ven will send this one out into space. And out for a Utah throw-in.
Utah really going to be pushing now. Final 5 minutes.
Everyone forward for the undefeated side. This one's going to bounce in the box. Habibi will come out to collect. And a little slide on the turf to hang on to the ball. He'll adjust his shin guards. And we continue to count down the minutes. It's pressure for Flatirons that hasn't been felt before. Even with that 1-0 lead against CISA late on, Flatirons had control of the game. CISA just a couple of sniffs at goal. This, a much different situation.
Yeah, it's always in doubt here down the stretch. But they've been sound.
86th minute. Coming to a close. We're now coming to what is the final stages of the game, and maybe Utah looking for that equalizer. Slip ball through. Player goes down for Flatirons. Cleared away. It's offsides. And so Flatirons will take some more time off of the clock.
What a step, though, to knock that away. Obviously offside, but Drew Sanchez, I believe, over there. What a defensive play. And as I mentioned, they've been sound. Doesn't seem like they're going to let in a second. Knock on wood for sure. Not sure if this is wood. I think it is. So.
Habibi will go long. Seminario gives chase. Flatirons will be hunting for the corners now. And Seminario goes down, takes his defender down with him to take a few more seconds off the clock. We're into the 89th.
And you'll highlight the defense here in the final few moments, closing out the match. But Seminario has been disruptive up top, taking time off the clock, moving it far up the pitch.
Looney will go long. We're playing ping pong now between these two teams, just getting the ball as far away from their own defensive end as possible. As Elstad gets stabbed down with the cleat. And it is a yellow.
A yellow card to Utah.
For Utah. And Elstad, I mean, that was dangerous. Took
Yeah.
a high boot right to the back of the leg. And you look at this Flatirons bench, there's a couple of options at center back, but defense is probably where this team is the thinnest. Daniel Tariki has played a couple of games, a former Utah United player himself, 8 starts last season for Tariki for the visiting side, but now he's in the Flatirons blue. And really, other than that, I mean, you look at clear center backs, I don't think you have one. Arlo Fillet's not in the lineup tonight. But it looks like Elstad able to get up and move on. 89th minute of play. Referee will urge Sep Habibi to clear this one wide. He drives it hard, and this one's going to fall for Johnson. And just gets caught up in the feet of Cooper Johnson. He'll hustle to get back. There's a great touch around. Shun Nakajima chasing down and cleared away by Van der Ven into the concrete stands here at Stermole Stadium. Decent showing tonight from the fans, even though there was torrential downpour for 3 straight hours. Ball comes in. This one's curling high and over everybody and out of play.
Habibi kind of got caught in the net there. I'm not sure if it was kind of awkward, but final stages here. Might be one more chance lurking for Utah.
One more chance for either side can put this game in a completely different storyline. Sep Habibi will get things started with a goal kick. Nakajima goes down hard. No call. Too easy for referee Max Alatorre's liking. Seminario clears it away. It's a throw-in for Flatirons.
Yeah, he's allowed some physicality today. I like the kind of loose refereeing. Comes in when needed.
And Nakajima's limping heavily. Might be something you look at if you're Flatirons. A late sub. Seminario flicks on. Brought down by Keegan Euler. Sanchez heads the other way. In the midfield, Dalio Pekovic gets it just slowly away. We're in stoppage time here. It's do or die for Flatirons as Cooper Johnson goes sliding heavily in. And now players surrounding the ball. Great entry pass in, and Utah have a chance. Loose in front, cleared away by Cooper Landry. Another sub making a difference, this time for the home side. And Johnson gets it away.
Oh, that was a scary one across.
Final few seconds. Maybe 1 or 2 more chances for Utah. They'll roll it back to Euler. Pressure coming from Daiki Kumakawa, whose engine has not turned off since the game has started. He's been everywhere. Good flick forward. On the break, Utah again. This one runs out of room. And Sep Habibi celebrating with Landry and Jackson Van der Ven.
I'm not sure how much time they're allowed on here. It's been a minute now. But that's certainly one of the last defensive moments they needed to come through on. Good setup, initial ball through, overran.
So Habibi will launch this goal kick. Headed on, it's out of play. Flatirons will give up a throw into Utah. Numbers flying forward for the visitors. They push the throw-in back just a few more steps. Utah 4-0 on the season. Good turn on the outside and another chance. Offside flag is up. Another great line by this back line of Drew Sanchez, Jackson Van der Ven, Jonah Elstad, and Shun Nakajima. If we could give out 4 Man of the Match awards, I believe those 4 would be right up there in the running.
So sound. And what did we say pregame? It's going to be defensive play today. That is the centerpiece for Flatirons. They've scored the goals they've needed, but defensively, protecting the lead, it's been impressive, drawing offsides.
Habibi sends another one out for a throw-in. And they push the throw-in back yet again. Utah moving with some urgency now. Drew Sanchez brings it down, calls for a handball, won't get it. And now Cooper Johnson can dance out wide, but he loses out on it. Cleared away again by Flatirons. Poor clearance, though. It's only to midway.
I thought Cooper Johnson might try and go down there for the free kick.
Ball in the sky. Daiki Kumakawa got up for the header. Second one sent down. Flatirons send it to the corner again. 94th minute of play. And maybe one final roll of the dice for Utah. Ball skips through. Numbers forward for the visitors. Drew Sanchez defending, and he wins the throw-in.
It's been 3 minutes now.
So So we'll see when they call it. The only real stop, we've had a couple of stoppages for injuries. Shu Nakajima went down. Barajas went down. So maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6. We haven't heard official word from the refereeing crew. Cleared forward again. Kumakawa applies pressure, forcing Utah back. Numbers are forward for Utah now. This one skips through, headed back, and Habibi holds on, and he'll go down. 96th minute of play.
The referee signaling to get up there, but taking his time still.
Habibi will go long, intended for Johnson. He's grabbed by the chest. No foul called. It'll go back down to Johnson. And there it is, the final whistle. Flatirons win 2-1. It's the undefeated team finally defeated in the Mountain Division. 2-1 the final score. Jacobo Betancourt Savar, the game-winning goal scorer. But it was a battle back and forth, and Utah always hung in. What a performance from the Flatirons side, winning their first match of the season against Utah United after falling 10 days ago. Sam, I mean, defensively, we talked about it the entire match. How was this defensive unit going to respond to the offense that Utah was throwing? And I think to a T, there was that one goal on the set piece, but other than that, 90 minutes of clean soccer.
Yeah, no real golden opportunities for Utah. No glaring mistakes from the back line. They were fantastic, communicated, held a nerve there with the one goal that they allowed that was pretty scrappy to not allow a second. And talk about a big win in this Mountain Division campaign. Then you've got 2 big road games coming up this weekend, Storm and Albion. But for now, one to celebrate, one to look back on fondly. And yeah, Utah United just weren't, maybe not themselves. Obviously, the waterlogged pitch was a story, but Flatirons were the better side, in my opinion.
Yeah, and both teams play on the same pitch, so, you know, it's the same issue for both sides. The balls weren't traveling how you expect it to. But Flatirons changed the script on the last matchup in Utah. It was all Utah, dominating possession. This game, Flatirons took control early on and then held out for the 2-1 victory. For everyone involved in the broadcast, running the cameras, Sonia Solomon and Luke. Right next to me, Keegan McCorkle directing the show. For Sam Johnson to my right, thanks for tuning in. Arnav Pokrel signing off from Stermole Stadium. Flatirons win 2-1. We'll see you on Saturday away on the radio call for Storm. But till then, be safe. We've got USL W League right here from Stermole Stadium tomorrow against this very Utah side. We'll see you then. For now, drive safe. Be good to one another. We'll be right back tomorrow right here at Stermole Stadium.